One of the most important questions you can ask yourself in life.
Who is my daddy and what does he do?
I want to give another thanks to the Fandom Collective. These guys are selflessly helping other YouTube channels build their subscriber base. And I've noticed a big difference since they've been talking about me versus before I was just talking about myself, which funnily I hate to do. I hate to be a self-promotionist, but once you realize what you're good at, you have to fucking roll with it. So I want to welcome my new subs. Okay, you guys probably mostly came from the Fandom Collective, so you're probably wondering, who the fuck is this guy? Why are they all of a sudden talking about what he's on about? And is it worth my time? I think it is. And I just want to say,
hello, I started this gangster shit, and it's the motherfucking thanks I get. Hello.
So who am I? I'm a musician. I'm a lover of beautiful women and strong drink. And I'm also a great big pop culture fan. But I highly resent the attempts by social engineering aspects to infiltrate the storylines of beloved franchises in an attempt to try to reprogram our brains. And as long as there are trees outside making oxygen for me to do so, I will sound off against that crime. I think the best way to come to know me is to probably review some of my previous videos. So I've prepared a list of 12 of them. Yeah, 12. I think you need at least a dozen experiences of a personality in order to come to know them. And you're either going to gravitate towards me or you're not. Either way, I wish you well. I'm going to be presenting these 12 things out of order because you realize that as a content creator, you're making hits and misses as you go. So some of these things are better than others, but I felt that the best way to do this is to organize it alphabetically. Number 1, we have Antonio Bryce drops a bomb. Now, Antonio Bryce is the author of Brand, which is a Comicsgate comic. Now, we all know Ethan Van Sciver, and if you don't, unfuck yourself, I'll wait. But Antonio Bryce is one of his really good friends, and as a member of Comicsgate, he is offering his own product, which, look, I had a hard time initially like jumping on board with that guy, but his heart and his delivery convinced me to give it a chance, and I spent $25 on that campaign. So you can bet that when that thing comes to my door, I'm gonna have a review ready, reading that book in my hot little hand. But we find that in this particular video, Antonio Bryce let slip a few certain things. Next up is Chewbacca Dangerfield. I feel in some ways that this is a foray into stand-up comedy, but if you're a friend of our favorite Wookiee, then I think that you can agree with me on the salient points in this video. Then we have Castlevania. Now, the reason that I include this on the list is that just for that reason of the SJW political points, people in that political spectrum try to invade old franchises and then update them or retcon them into something that they can pontificate about and jump on a soapbox and shout from the rooftops, "You're wrong and here's why you should be right." Castlevania along with Cobra Kai, honor the traditions that they come from, and as a result, we're able to appreciate them for what they are and what they potentially can be. So
We'll watch your career with great interest.
then we have Darth Vader, Black Sabbath. I always wanted to do a video where Darth Vader is being narrated by the song Black Sabbath. We all know the band Black Sabbath, but if you don't know the song Black Sabbath, that's the origin of everything. And enjoy. Next up, we have Episode 9, Game of Death. And this is the episode where I conflate whatever 9's title is going to be with what the studios did with Bruce Lee's Game of Death. If you're a martial arts fan or a kung fu fan, check it out. Then we have the evolution of the Klingon Spear, which is a boob joke. We're guys, we like boobs, we like Klingons, we like Klingons who have boobs, and yeah, it deserves its own tribute. Next up on our list is Gillette and social engineering. Okay, this is perhaps the most recent memory of a company trying to socially engineer our experience of their product in an attempt to shape our brains into what they think we should be. But I think it's the opposite. I think if you care about your product, you should just make it appealing. Do I look like I shave? Do I look like I need to shave? Maybe. But if you keep on doing shit like that, I don't care to shave. Next up is Hero. I don't tend to like to toot my own horn, but when you saw the High Council start to react to the her thing in the Carol Danvers trailer, I was the one that pointed that out to Jeremy. I don't need for him to specifically say Immortal Coil out loud in order to feel proud that that idea got traction. I think that as the fandom menace, we all contribute to the idea of the collective consciousness. So I don't need that gratification in order to walk around in the world as the man that I am. Who I am announces its presence as soon as I walk into a room. 3 more and then we're good. Unless you hate dogs and don't like Vin Diesel, then this movie's gonna bother you. But I'm here to tell you this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. And in the spirit of Comicsgate, okay, you got people like EVS, you got people like Antonio Bryce, you got people like Doug of Earthworm Jim fame crowdfunding their own platforms and making massively successful profit off of it. And it's not in the sense that they're trying to do this to enrich themselves. They're trying to do this because they care about their craft. And I can say that for Riddick, the same sort of conditions existed. Okay, Vin Diesel had millions of people on Facebook begging for a new Riddick movie and saying things like, if we just had a way to send you like $10 and each of us sent you $10, then you can make a fucking movie. And he was like, why not? And look, it's not the biggest box office gold movie of all time, but cult movies are the ones that survive. Okay? People are still talking about They Live 30 years after it came out. People are going to be talking about Riddick in 20 years' time. I guarantee you. And if not, then I'll show up in 20 years and I will eat shit. She-Ra, The Last Airbender. This is what pisses me off. I think that the creators of this cartoon got the same animation house that did Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is a marvelous show. And if you haven't seen Avatar, then you're really missing out on a pleasurable aspect of life. In this episode of She-Ra: The Last Airbender, we discover that they are actually making fun of Star Wars. And this should piss you off to the moons of Titan and back. The last one I want to point out is my bros over at Fanstrike. And there's an ongoing gag of pranking Isaiah. So we actually set up a huge joke where he was made to believe that the channel was deleted and was turning into a fashion review channel. I love these guys, and in the same sense that the Fandom Collective want to help me grow, I want to help point out other channels that I feel are worth your time and attention. So check out Fanstrike. They're my bros. And yeah. My name is Immortal Coil. Like, subscribe, share, ding the bell for notifications. Drop me a comment and let me know what you want to see covered on future editions of Savage Spirituality. And remember, the most important question you can ever ask yourself is, who are you? Who do you choose to be?